Hello, 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 man. We have exciting weeks every week. It seems like it just comes around faster and faster every week for our episodes, but we are here, episode 13. And it's going to be fun. It's always going to be fun. And let me bring in my two lit crew. We have my Snookabuka, which is me, Madre, my sister, my protector, Nicole Young, and my VP, who is also my manager, Paul Garino. What's up, fam?
Hey. What's up?
Oh, nothing, just doing a show with you all. And it's been exciting because welcome to the new people that are watching the show. A lot of people are watching the show that are new now because they didn't really know about the show until I retired and announced it here on Remotely. And it's exciting that I have somewhere to announce things. And if people have been asking this question a lot, so I thought I would answer it in the open. How does retirement feel? And for me, it feels a lot more busy than it was when I was playing sports, but I'm really enjoying it. I've been doing a lot of different things, a lot of irons in the fire. And so I'm excited to be here, and I'm just excited for things that are going on. So we're going to get it rolling and hop right into it. And we're going to start out with Scoreboard. VP, what do you have for us this week in business, sports, everything? What do you got for us?
All right, first thing, pretty dope. Austin FC, new MLS team. I think this is the 2021 season, supposed to be their first season. They teamed up with to help the relief fund in Texas for all the people affected in this winter storm, and they're out of power and all that.
Oh, that's awesome. So, man, our hearts go out to Texas. Shouts to Mike Evans. He was actually supposed to be the guest this week, but, got hit hard by Texas. So our hearts and thoughts are out with Texas. Man, do y'all know, have y'all been seeing what's been going on in Texas?
Oh, I have friends in Texas. And so I have been on social media, and the amazement of what they're saying, their power would come on for 15 minutes, go off for 15 minutes. It would go off for hours. Then they come back on, and then their pipes are freezing because the regulations down there for how deep your pipes have to be in the ground, or however that's supposed to work, they're too hot, they're too close to the surface, so they're freezing. So they have no water. It's insane. I'm like, I don't understand how they should have some type of backup system. I'm like, I don't understand that.
This is crazy. Snook, what you been seeing?
Well, I've been seeing that, and the crazy thing I think that I've heard is that, with the water issues or whatever, they're telling them that they need to boil the water, but they have no electricity. And the other part, crazy, is that it's so desperate down there, and it's so sad that because of no heat and being such a long duration, that people are actually chopping up their furniture and burning it so that they have heat in their house.
What?
Thing that's crazy is that I saw some pictures on the news where the pipes had burst in a house, and that how you have icicles on the outside of a house, the icicles were actually on the inside of the house where the water.
I saw that.
And that is just, it's like, it seems these days that the things that are happening in our country are like things that would happen overseas in a third world country, or, not, it's very hard to fathom some of the things that are happening. But my prayers go out to all of the country who's suffering. I mean, we've had relatives who've been without electricity. As a matter of fact, your cousin Candace has been without electricity. She's had to move back home with her mother because of no electricity.
What?
And my internet was out for almost 2 days. And so it's happening all over, and it's hard for people to send assistance from one area to another, which usually happens because everybody is having issues. So that makes it really tough.
That's crazy.
Not to mention, you think about it, there's some people who don't even own a coat in Texas.
Oh, I saw that. They said how to layer. They were wearing two sweatshirts.
They don't even own never owned a coat. Some people who've never been out of into cold weather don't even own a coat, a jacket, because it's always 90 plus down there. So
that's crazy.
You can't even stay warm that way.
Oh, wait a minute. I just thought about something. VP, we have to have something on the scoreboard. Let me see what your second one is, because I know that we need to have something on the scoreboard for this week. So what's your second one?
Is it about you?
My second one. It's kind of I mean, what I'm thinking, I'll just say it. Hello, we won our first game with the FCF, the Beast. We beat them boys. We are 1-0. It was me, Marshawn Lynch, Miro. We were in the building. We were turned up. We went against Johnny Manziel's team, Johnny Football. Everybody told us we didn't stand a chance. They killed it in the draft. And then we went out there and we won. So we are 1-0 in our season, and we had another killer draft. I'm just saying, like, I feel good about being an owner. This is a different type of excitement when your team does good, when you have invested in it. I feel good. That's what we're going to have on the scoreboard. I just thought about that. Sorry, I'm feeling good.
No, and didn't your quarterback win player?
Yeah.
Oh, come on, Snook.
Flowers. Flowers.
Justin.
He said, give her some flowers. Give her some roses.
Yeah, oh my gosh, my guy's name, shouts to Quentin Flowers. Here's some flowers. Player of the week this week. Feeling good, feeling great.
Also, he'll be on the team the rest of the year. Franchise tagged him.
Franchise tag that boy because we needed to keep him on the squad. So shouts to Quentin Flowers. Man, he played great. He looked great. We were killing it. And so yeah, follow Team Beast. We doing some things around here. Do I have any other props that I want to throw around? Follow Team Beast. We're killing it. I'm excited. And oh, by the way, the FCF went to the #1 downloadable app like overnight. So a lot happened and now we're already into week 2, but I'm just talking about week 1 because this was a whole new league, never been done before. Proof of concept. This is a proof of concept league. And man, I mean, on Sports Center, we had all the biggest names talking about the FCF. It was the downloadable app. That's what's crazy. It beat out ESPN.
Yes.
Am I missing anything else?
No.
Doing big things.
That's right.
I'm so excited. Like, I'm really excited.
I think it's underrated how well the app works too, because you know how hard apps are to make. And
yes. And that's something that VP told me about right away. Like when we downloaded the app in the beginning, he's like, yo, the app is nice. He's like, they did good. The app looks good. Like, and I was like, yes. And then the social media, 70,000 followers overnight, by the way, too. When it started, it was 20,000 followers. And then the next morning when we woke up, the FCF had 90,000 and growing. So I'm excited. It's what?
130.
Let's go. So I'm telling you, it's going really well. And so I'm really excited about that. So you guys follow the FCF online on all social media platforms. Get in the game. Oh, one more thing. So we opened up our team for individual investors. Like you could have invested in the Beast and been an owner along with me. It's a new concept that I think a lot of sports leagues are going to do. And let me just tell you what happened. We sold out. So the Beast, you can no longer buy into the Beast. We have reached our maximum capacity. We are the first team to do it. And I mean, I don't even know if any of the other teams are going to catch up, but we're sold out. We're full. Everybody understood the value of the Beast and the FCF. So thank you to all the other co-owners out there that decided to buy in. This is really a real league. I want people to realize that it's really happening. Okay, so that was my scoreboard. I'm sorry to interrupt, Paulino.
So I'm back now. Okay. So I know you wanted to mention JJ Watt and him using his platform when he got released by the Texans, and your boy Jim from Influencer shouted you out with Trevor Bauer, who we mentioned last week. So that's why it was a full circle and it was dope.
Yeah, so the full circle that we're talking about is I had recently retired right here on Remotely Renee. And then JJ Watt is JJ Watt. And then JJ Watt, he had requested a trade, basically wanted release from the team. And he said, you know what? I wanted to tell Houston myself. And he did it through his social media. And there's just a whole new wave of athlete influencers where you just use your own platform to break your own news. And I think it's really dope. What do y'all feel about that, Cole, Snook? What y'all feeling?
Well, I think it's I liken it to the rappers when they let their companies go, who were handling their music and their
independent
money. And then when they became billionaires, millionaires, and all of that money when they went out on their own and started doing it. So that's what I liken it to.
I like that, Snook. A book of the music industry is known for taking most of the artist's money and the artist does most of the work. Yeah. What are you thinking, Cole?
I said I like it because it's your story to tell. It's yours to tell. Ain't nobody else's to tell. I mean, no one else can tell it better than you. So
Everybody has a story.
everybody, tell it yourself. It sounds better coming from you than it comes from like just some person who's just reading it. It has no emotion. They're like, and today, but this one, you're actually letting people know they're connecting with you. So it was yours to tell. I like it.
I love it. VP, what I know VP is all the way for it, Paul. And listen, shouts to my VP because I get nervous when there's like too much stuff flowing around, and I get nervous like, oh no, this was just announced and this was just announced. And he gave me a good yelling at yesterday. And he said, and let me just quote it because I'm probably going to post it because I need to remember this. But he said, Renee, you are not going to feel bad about doing boss stuff. Like that's
right.
what he. That's VP had to talk to me real good because I get nervous. I know that people get like annoyed if there's too much of you in the news and in the different stuff. So I start to get worried like, oh no, people don't really want to see this. But yeah, my VP got me all the way together the other day. And so I'm excited, man. I'm excited about
VP.
Tell them, Paul, tell
in
them.
the back who couldn't hear you. Tell her, don't feel bad. Tell them, say it again so the people back can hear you.
Well, I guess this is a PG show, so I can't. They didn't really say what I said.
Oh yeah, I skipped around the. I edited it for TV. Okay.
Yeah.
Speak the truth, Paul. Speak the truth.
That's right.
Yeah, so I get a little nervous about stuff like that because I just know that people don't want to, like, sometimes they say misery loves company. So I don't ever like to have too many announcements at once, but I'm going to get better with that and just be excited about the ride. What else we got, VP?
All right, this is the one that I was most excited about because it's going to be interesting. So Fernando Tatis Jr., I sent it to you last night, and he signed the longest contract ever in MLB history. But now of course, once something happens, more stuff comes out, right?
Of course.
So, okay. So there's an investment group that invested in about 100 plus minor league baseball players and gave them advances, like 100 or no, $300,000 to $500,000. So now they get like a percentage of his contract in the future, which is now. So I want to know what your guys take because I got both.
Wait. I need a little bit more. I don't know if I fully understand.
Okay, so because minor league baseball players don't make anything. They make like $1,200 a month, right? For 8 months. So they make like whatever, $9,000 or say $10,000. But you can't live off that, obviously, right?
Right.
So these guys are coming in with advances like 300 to 500,000, but they're signing the deal where they get a percentage of their future contract if they make the major leagues.
Oh no, I see.
Yeah, but it's not a bad deal. It is, but it could be, but it isn't because it's like, how hard it is to make it out of the minor leagues, and that's life-changing money.
I see now. So this is what the music industry, I'm glad Snook brought up the music industry. I mean, it's essentially what they do. They give you an advance on whatever for living, for everything. But obviously the music industry owns you, but this company gets a piece of your big contract. So basically what you're saying is he signed a $340 million contract. And so the company gets a little piece of that, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Interesting.
But for all the people that make it, there's a lot of people that don't. So say if like 20 made it and 80 didn't make it.
Yeah, but see, for me, I'm always going to think for myself. And so if the athlete is betting on themselves, I would just assume I'm going to make it. And I don't actually think it's a bad deal.
Hold on. But the other X factor is he's not from America. He's from Dominican Republic, like poor. Like, so it's not the same as a U.S. player.
That's interesting.
I have a question. So basically, they're giving you the advance money if you make it to the league. So what happens?
No. They're giving you the money. Say he's in the minor leagues. They're giving him the money. So he's making only like $1,200 a month at the time.
So they basically paid his salary to give him a salary boost while he was in the minor leagues.
So he could actually live.
So that he could actually live and survive. And then if you do make it to the big leagues, the MLB, then they will get a portion. Obviously, they'll get all their money back. That's probably what the contract is to do, to get them their advance back and probably then some, right?
Yeah. So what happens if they don't?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So that's why I'm playing devil's advocate on both sides.
Yeah, I mean it's good on one side, but nothing's guaranteed. But what happens if
it's like you're this
prospect and then you've taken all this money? So then what happens? Like, Whatever.
Yeah, and in today's times, I know the minor league here folded in Charleston, so it's becoming less opportunities for you to even get on a minor league team because of COVID and no fans and all of that. So that makes it even tougher, for those minor league players.
Listen, Drake had a song that he said, "I want my advance in advance." Amen. So if I was one of them, now that I think about it, I mean, if you're one of those players, like I said, it's just if you're betting on yourself or not. But I don't really see, you don't have to pay that money back, do you, if you don't make it?
Yeah,
I don't think so. It's just that's.
Oh yeah, run my money. Run my money.
Oh, they really
they just asked for your first child.
All right, realistically, he's getting 340 million. So like, I don't think he's gonna care that much about. It's not that much.
I mean, even if they took 5 million at the end of the day.
At the end of the day, yeah, that makes sense to me. I'm just worried, like, something happened, throw your shoulder out, and never playing again.
Oh no, but that's the best thing about baseball is their guaranteed contract. So he's getting 340 million.
Wow.
He can get injured tomorrow and never play a game again, and he'll get all that money.
I told you, I'm about to tell Vance to put down a football, pick up
Yeah.
Oh, you better.
Batter up.
Listen, you better tell Vance to put down a football, because I don't know if you guys saw and Vincent Jackson that passed away, the football player that passed away at 38. And we covered on TMZ that, he was living in a Homestead Inn Suites. This is a player that had made $70 million throughout his career. His family was reaching out. His family reached out to the police to have them do a health and wellness check. The police went to him, checked him out, told his parents, yeah, everything looks good. And he passed away 5 days later. So then they had to they haven't gotten the autopsy results back, but what they have gotten back so far from the reports is that he had chronic alcoholism. And they said that CTE definitely played a big role in this. And so just hearing, I mean, it's happening at such a high rate. This has to be tough for the NFL because look, he had played 12 years in the NFL, highly decorated career. I played 11 years in the WNBA. So it's scary to think that like I would have had to choose between my job, my passion, my love, and then, my health. Like he played 12 years, 1 year longer than I played in the pros, and it messed him up for life. He passed away at 38. So, I mean, it's just really crazy to think about if you're an NFL player or a young player coming up, like, is this the route you want to take?
Right.
I mean,
yeah, that's really what I'm like. That's the route. It's like if you get a concussion before high school,
that's it.
It's like, why would you even want your kids to continue on? Because now you're concussion prone. Once you get one, they said you're prone to get them. You're prone to get them. So it's like, I just don't even know. Like, I'm happy he's little. It's cute. They really don't get hurt. They bounce off each other. They keep it moving. But you get to a certain age, when I start seeing my older kids play, they're like superheroes running full speed and they're not slowing down. It is terrifying. So I might make him put down the football, pick up baseball.
You think, I mean, we're starting to like, and now that we have all this technology and all these tests being done, they're starting to just see the percentages of football players that have it as opposed to the ones that don't. And the chances are you're going to have it. So yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now, tell my nephew to put that football down. It's just, it's just so.
In all sports, there's dangers in basketball, in all sports. I mean,
no, but this is different. This is different. Tearing your Achilles, tearing your ACL, throwing out your shoulder if it's baseball. That's things that you can live to a long life and have a long life. And yeah, like, okay, my Achilles still hurts right now, but that's different than if I have CTE and it's affecting my brain, my decision making. Like,
well, you're blessed because you've had some head injuries now. So
I've gotten some head injuries, but that's what we said. That's what we're saying. As many head injuries as I've had, and I've had a lot of stitches in my head is what my Snook is referring to. I've gotten banged up. It's nothing. It's not even anything compared to what the NFL players have happened to them. And I mean, it's scary because now we're starting to see the percentages, and it's more likely than not that you're going to have CTE than if you're not, it's looking like to me. So, I mean, that's crazy.
Soccer and football.
Soccer and baseball, you mean?
No, I'm saying they say soccer has a high percentage of concussions too. Yeah.
For real?
Yeah. All that run around kicking and people getting kicked in the head and head button and all that stuff. Yeah, they say that one's another one too that has, like, if you're talking about in regards to how many people get concussions. They get a lot of concussions too.
That's crazy. That is crazy. But we are going to move right on. I mean, that was a good one. I like the scoreboard today, VP. And now we're going to move on to remotely one-on-one, where I just sit down and have a little chat with some of my friends, people in the stratosphere. And this time we have an activist. And when I say we have an activist, we don't just have any activists. We have Brittany Packnett Cunningham. And what Brittany has done is she's been the co-founder of Campaign Zero, but she was also a member of Barack Obama's 21st Century Policing Task Force. She was previously the executive director for Teach for America in St. Louis, Missouri. This young lady, I'm telling you, I felt like she was preaching to me, boy. So go ahead, catch a blessing. You're welcome. All right, so listen. Brittany, I don't even know if I need to give you an intro, but I watch you all the time on MSNBC, where you are a contributor. I just love your passion that you talk with. And so I want everyone to know kind of how we got here, basically. And I want to start at the beginning, because I know you were born in St. Louis and you're a pastor's daughter, right?
I am. You have done your research.
What that's like.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. It's so fantastic to talk to you. I'm a big fan, and I really appreciate how you are using your platform to have really broad conversations that our folks need to get into. So it's an honor to be here. Growing up in St. Louis is, a mid-sized city with a small town feel, which means that everybody knows your business. And if you are a PK, everybody for real knows your business. And then my mom is also a native of St. Louis. So she is also a minister. She became one later in life. But she was part of a fairly well-known family in kind of Black church circles, the DeLoaches. And so like times 3, everybody knew my business. St. Louis, pastor's kid, Gwendolyn DeLoach's kid, everybody knows your business. But what that means is that people are looking out for you. And to this day, when I go home, when we're able to do that, or when I'm talking to folks from home, or, reaching out to people, they always say, I'm praying for you. And that means so much more than any, influencer box or, celebrity that might know your name. Like when the people that know you and love you from before anybody ever knew your name outside of St. Louis, take the time to call out your name to God, to our creator, to think about how you're doing and how they can support you and how they can keep you protected. That means the world to me. So I'm grateful for the ways that St. Louis raised me. And I'm grateful for 2 parents who raised myself and my brother Barrington to be really committed to justice for the long haul. Like that is the family's business, period. So I really didn't have a choice to be anything but this, if we're honest. Yeah.
I love that. Okay, so
honest.
You're surrounded by a power of prayer and a circle of prayer. I have the same thing with my family, so I agree that I think that's why I am where I am. But you say you didn't really have a choice. So did young Brittany know that she was going to get a bachelor's in African American studies? Like, did you just know that was going to be your path at Washington University?
Yeah.
Like, what was young Brittany thinking?
It's so funny because in some ways I think I did. So my dad was an adjunct professor at the place that ended up being my alma mater, Washington University. My mom also got her master's in social work from that school. So WashU was always kind of in the family orbit. My dad also taught in the African American Studies department because he taught courses on Black liberation theology and the history of the Black church, not just as a religious institution, but an institution of social change. And so this was literally the curriculum that I was around all the time. And because both of my parents were working parents, you get picked up from school, you might end up in class with dad, you might end up in Bible study with mom, you might end up at, your own activities. So we were always busy. And because I was always with my parents wherever they were doing their work, it started to feel like the work I wanted to do too. So, I started doing what was called diversity work back in the day, but really was just justice work at my majority white private high school, really actually in middle school there. In the years earlier, I had been, out at protests with my parents, and I remember not seeing Black Santas in the mall one year, and my dad was like, what do you want to do about it? So We set up the protest. He made the contacts. Like my
Yes, Black Santa.
His church members held signs. The news came out, and we got our Black Santas. So I think I learned at a pretty early age that you can witness the injustice that is relevant to your life. And Santa Claus was very relevant to my life at that point. And that you can actually, in an organized and disciplined and informed communal fashion, create change that may feel silly to some people, but that is actually substantive for a Black child walking around in this mall, making sure that the place where we're spending our money and the city that I'm growing up in looks like me everywhere I turn. So yeah, this was, young Brittany was honestly always thinking about this. I was watching Eyes on the Prize.
Was about that action. I like
yeah. So yeah, this is what we've always been doing.
You guys should really, I highly recommend. I say it every week, but every week I have some pretty lit guests. I mean, last week was Ray Allen. This week we have Brittany Packnett Cunningham. Like, come on. So on Thursday, the full episode will be released. It's going to be episode 13.5. Check it out. And so now we're going to move on to Remote Roots, and that's where my Snooka Booka gives us a little something. Last week we learned about, which one was last week? Oh, it was a love story. And then we've learned about West Virginia State University. How did it become a thing? Keep up, you guys. We're learning over here. Snooka Booka, what do you have this week for Remote Roots?
Okay, well, as I said last week, since we're going into the National Women's Month in March, I'd like to start out with the ending Black History Month with a woman, going into the next national celebration month. And so I've chosen Katherine Johnson, and she's the lady who Hidden Figures was written. The movie was about.
Yeah, Taraji. That was Taraji, right?
Yes,
Yep. Yes, it was.
Okay.
And so she was born in White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia in 1918. And again, I can tie her to my favorite alma mater, West Virginia State College, because when she was young, she was really kind of a math whiz already. And so at 13, they sent her to high school on the campus of West Virginia State College, which then had a high school also associated with it. Well, she whizzed on through there and through high school. And at 18, she was accepted to West Virginia State College, where she went on to graduate with the highest honors, I think, in 1937 in math. And while she was there, one of her mentors was math professor W.W. Shylin Clare, who was actually the third African American to receive a PhD in mathematics. So at any rate, while she was at West Virginia State College, she joined a sorority, the Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority also.
Okay, so that's the AKA.
She was a proud AKA as well.
Shouts to my sister Shay. Shouts to Candace, my cousin. We got a lot of AKAs in the family.
So when West Virginia decided to integrate their graduate schools, John W. Davis, who was then president of West Virginia State College, decided to send 3 of the students from there to West Virginia University for their graduate program. And Katherine Johnson was the one female. He also sent 2 Black males. So she completed 1 semester there, but then she decided to leave and go ahead and start her family. So she married James Goebel, who was her first husband. So after that, she returned to teaching in Virginia. So while she was teaching in Virginia, she heard that there was going to be a new program that they were hiring with minorities. And the lady who was over it, her name was Dorothy Vaughn, and she was also a West Virginian. So her and her husband decided to move to Newport News, Virginia to let her be a part of this new program. So they moved, and she was hired. And in 2 weeks, they moved her on to the National Advisory Committee for Aeronautics, which would eventually become NASA. So in the 1957 launch of the Sputnik in Russia put us kind of in a race for space with the Russians. And so everyone was trying to, get to outer space, get out, get there. And so NASA had a program where, the first astronaut that well, she worked with several astronauts, but the one who actually made her famous was John Glenn, and that's what the Hidden Figures movie is based on.
Okay.
So he actually, they used a little dramatic, freedom to, do the movie. But in actuality, what he wanted from her, he wanted the girl in math who was good in mathematics to check the computer's programs and statistics.
So basically, she was going to check to make sure the computer was doing the math right.
Make sure the computer was
That's
right.
Crazy.
And so she worked for NASA for a number of years. She retired from NASA in 1986. Again, she went there in 1953, and 33 years at Langley. So I want to read this because she said, "I love going to work every single day." In 2015, at the age of 97, she added another extraordinary achievement to her long list. President Barack Obama gave her the Presidential Medal of Honor, America's highest civilian honor. So she died almost 1 year ago, February 24th, 2020, at the age of 101 years old. And the administrator for NASA, the current administrator for NASA said, James Brittenstein said, "Our NASA family is sad to learn the news that Katherine Johnson passed away this morning at 101 years old. She was an American hero, and her pioneering legacy will never be forgotten." Again, another famous West Virginian.
Y'all better get into it, okay? Get into it. There are Black people in West Virginia. Yes, you're finding that out now. There's a lot of us sitting right here on this chat. But also, there are some famous West Virginians. Yeah. Get into it. Has everybody seen the movie? Paul, have you seen the movie?
What movie?
Hidden Figures.
Nah.
Lord. We gotta get my VP on it. Cole, you seen it.
Oh, about 5 times.
About 11 times.
Okay, let me just add too. I was going to at one point highlight some of the West Virginians, like everyone knows football, Randy Moss.
Yeah.
Steve Harvey is a West Virginian. Yep. The guy
Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey's
a West Virginian.
Yeah.
Randy Moss might be coming on. He just didn't understand on Twitter.
Yeah, no, we have to get Randy is a friend of the show. First of all, Randy is a friend. So Randy is definitely a friend of the show. We got to get Randy Moss.
I think so many people were tweeting him. He didn't understand what was going on.
Yeah, and I need to reach out to him through the proper channels. But who else, Snookabuga? Who Alexis? Shouts to Alexis Hornbuckle. Lisa Lee. Who else? These are all women's basketball players that want to play professionally.
So
who?
The gentleman who was the cook on the I'm having a mental break here. The guy who was the cook on the show A Different World.
No, I wouldn't know that.
About. Yeah. I forgot his name. I forgot his name too.
But shouts to the guy that was the cook on A Different World. We don't know his name, but y'all know who we're talking about. But shouts to West Virginia. I like it. West Virginia is doing big things. And you want to know what? There's other people doing big things out there. We have a segment called Hero IRL for Heroes in Real Life. That's what IRL stands for. And this week we have an awesome guy. His name is Isaac Rochelle, and he's a linebacker for the Los Angeles Chargers. He received the NFLPA Community MVP Award this season. I mean, man, his heroic efforts during the pandemic, he was out there. And when a lot of people didn't want to leave their house, he was leaving his house. He was doing different things. He has his own organization that chooses charities to support. He creates clothing lines for him. Oh, he gives out checks on TikTok. This guy is popping. Check it out.
So my name is Isaac Rochelle. I am a defensive end for the Los Angeles Chargers. I'm about to finish my 4th year. It's been an unreal experience. Local Human is a company that started, like you're saying, or like you said, in the middle of the pandemic. So the pandemic hit and I'm sitting around wasting a lot of time. And a guy that lives in my apartment complex, he has a dog and I have a dog. So we're at the dog park chatting. And we were like, man, we should be doing more to give back. I mean, so many people, especially the elderly population, were getting attacked by COVID. So we basically started a company and started selling T-shirts to raise money for the elderly population. I mean, that's how it started. And then what that's turned into is, over $50,000 donated. We've done some crazy, giving events where we fed, as an example, at Thanksgiving, we fed 450 families, full Thanksgiving meals for their whole family. We've donated thousands of t-shirts because we're a 1-for-1 company. So we're also donating t-shirts to foster centers. We're just doing cool stuff. So it's been really cool, especially because it just started as, in the most organic way that you can possibly start something. I like to call myself Mr. Giveaway, which is kind of a joke, but, I think there's two sides of giving. There's a side that is, let's have a really organized, let's have a Thanksgiving drive-through, which is super important. But then what there's the other side, which is what I like to call kind of like the David Dobrik method, which is man, let's just make people's day by giving them some change. Give them $100. That makes someone's day. So I've just kind of tried to attack both approaches, but it's super fun. I mean, who doesn't like getting on TikTok saying I'm about to give away money? That's just fun. People really get into it. I mean, people eat up the Mr. Giveaway thing. I think for me, it's it is crazy. When I think about giving somebody $100, I don't think it's a massive deal. I think it's a clutch blessing, oh, bet $100, but I don't see it as life-changing. For some people, I mean, $100 could be make or break, right? That could be the last $100 they need to pay rent, and that could be it. So I think that's what's been most interesting for me is just seeing people's comments and their stories and just thinking about how much, $100 can impact somebody. I feel like I still haven't figured out my new normal. I mean, especially in the NFL, I mean, it's changing every day. It's changing every day. I mean, they're trying to find what is the safest, best solution to continue playing in a pandemic. And there's no right answer, right? So it's just changing all the time. So new normal for me is, getting used to Zoom and being open-minded. That's really it. Just being open-minded to whatever change is going to get thrown at us. And then, like I said, Zoom meetings for days. For me, because I'm from Georgia, everything has been long distance. I don't get to see my family that much anyway. So it's kind of just continuing what I've already done, which is a lot of FaceTimes. We did Zoom for Thanksgiving. We did a little family Zoom. So I don't know. I mean, I actually feel like I've had more time and to just connect with people since the pandemic hit. I mean, I'm not doing anything else except sitting at the crib. So I might as well call some people. So it's actually kind of been a cool opportunity for me to connect with family. I am Isaac Rochelle, and I'm rocking with Remotely Renee.
Okay, so I think I actually said linebacker earlier. I meant defensive end. The point is he's an MVP in the community doing amazing things. Shouts to Isaac Rochelle. Let me just give him a couple of flowers. Killing it. And then that brings us to a segment we like to call Remote Show and Tell, where we show you something and tell you why we like it. Let me go get it, though. It's right here. It's under here. So speaking of the NFLPA, shouts to the NFLPA for the care package that they sent me during Super Bowl. They sent me, oh, you guys aren't going to be able to see it because the ring light is so bright. Let me do it like this. But I don't know if anybody has seen the movie, what is it called? Songbird. So if you've seen the movie Songbird, you'll see that it's basically a movie about what if the pandemic never ends and the lockdown never ends. It's pretty terrifying. Shouts to, I think it's on Netflix. Netflix is always doing this to us. But basically Songbird went viral because they were so fast in making a movie. And the movie is about basically the government keeping on saying that, all right, the pandemic's going to end. Just stay in your houses, stay with it. And it's 5 years later and they're still in their houses and they're still staying with it. And so Songbird, it's really good, actually. Watch the movie. But one of the things that they have in Songbird, this is why I'm showing this, is because it's blowing my mind. In Songbird, there was this little door that somebody from the outside can put stuff into the door. It sanitizes it when you put it in there, and then you take it inside of your house. So they basically had to make these little portal things so that you don't catch anything. And when I opened up my care package from the NFLPA, I got a little bit scared because this looks exactly like the thing on Songbird, just not as big on tech, not as, this is for your cell phone only, but it's the exact same concept. So I started to get a little worried because I'm like, oh my goodness, is it happening? And I had just watched the movie and I'm like, wait, what is this thing? And I looked and it's called Home Soap, high capacity UV sanitizer and charger. I'm scared. I was scared. I was like,
what do you do with it?
You sanitize your electronics so that you don't catch anything. And I thought,
and it charges it.
But what is that? So what is it? I don't get it.
It's a big contraption. So you see how big this thing is. It's like a machine. You see the machine, you put your electronics in there and it sanitizes them with like UV rays, and it sanitizes your stuff so that you don't have the cooties on your electronics.
You're living in 2030 right now. So
that's what I thought. Like, I thought this was the wildest thing in a care package. I mean, and it's huge. I was like, what? And I just watched the movie. I was like, what? What is this? What's happening? Look at this. Quick and effective, safely achieve 99.99% disinfection in just 10 minutes by using chemical and heat-free UVC light.
I don't know. I'll be scared to put them in there. I'll be scared to put them in there. Like, what's going to happen? What happens if you open the door too fast? Are you exposed?
Like, where germs go to die. Like,
you can put your phone in there?
I haven't even opened it because I'm still a little bit mind blown that, yeah, this feels like 2030 we're living in. Like, do I really need this? Like, I'm scared. And I saw, and then I Googled it and I saw that the company was doing extremely well. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So do I need this?
You know, that concept has been out for a few years. The auction that we used to visit used to have ones that were just a little bit bigger than your cell phone. And it was all for washing your cell phone and sanitizing it or whatever.
Well, boy, have they upgraded. And I mean, business is booming.
That's awesome, though. But you talking about COVID forever, I was like, please bite your tongue. Bite it.
No, I know. And I mean, I highly recommend Songbird because it was very interesting. Like, every morning, everybody had to do like a government issued temperature check, and like they scan your body. And if your check doesn't come out right, then they send people to your house to remove the infected. It's scary.
I'm going to watch that. Now that's something to watch for the weekend. Yes.
Check out Songbird. And then once you see Songbird and see what I'm holding, it will blow your mind. I mean, technology is rolling. And speaking of technology and rolling, I think somebody has joined social media in the full capacity. Ooh. That's my sister. I mean, welcome to Twitter, Cole. Welcome to this side of Twitter. To me, I consider Twitter like a newspaper. I literally, like, the news is rolling. I see it on the money right when it happens. I know about it. So I knew that Cole would be a great candidate for Twitter. And so my VP, he started out with Snook, and I know y'all seen Snook now. She knows how to use GIFs and
I gotta get on
everything. Like, yep. Snook is a professional in these Twitter streets. So we knew she would because she's an intellectual. Now Cole has joined. Did y'all have a class yet?
We sure did.
Yeah, we bonded.
We bonded. And guess what? He took a walk through Jurassic Park because he was teaching this dinosaur how to use Twitter. He took a walk through Jurassic Park. He came on through.
So what was your app of choice originally? You're a Facebooker, right?
I was a Facebooker. But to be honest, I was only a social media person because of you. I got Twitter because of you. I got Facebook because of you. I had Instagram because of you. So all of my social media experience was because you were on there. I think Shay even got these apps because of you. Like, we all kind of just was like, she's like, you got to go on here and click this. And we were like, oh, okay, so we got to get these.
I tried to. So as you guys can see, I tried to get my family involved in where the world is going. And this was back before social media blew up. But I'm like, honestly, I've gotten plenty of jobs from social media. And I know that might sound crazy to people, but when I get on my little Twitter fingers and I tweet about whatever's on my mind, or if I'm live tweeting, or if I'm doing whatever, that's like your platform. I don't know. It's interesting because I know people think, oh, it's just social media. But when I tell you social media is your new age resume, companies want to see what kind of value you can bring. What kind of presence do you have on the internet? actors and actresses are getting hired because of their presence. And I mean, like new ones starting out, influencers, as you see crossing over, they were doing skits on Instagram. Now you turn around and you be like, wait a minute, is that? And you look and yes, that's that influencer that you saw doing skits on Instagram are now acting in your real live TV set. So, huh?
Is it on Netflix?
Yeah.
On Netflix?
Oh yeah. And if anybody,
Or
I think
TikTok.
we already talked about it too. But if anyone doubts social media, like a YouTuber is fighting the greatest boxer of all, or one of the greatest boxers of all time.
Oh my gosh.
Because of
That's a
social media.
good example. 20 million followers on social media can pretty much buy you anything, even a ticket to fight the greatest fighter of all time. And I mean, it's not really up for debate. If you think about it, this is a sport and a sporting event. And the fact that you might not be qualified as far as sports are concerned didn't even matter.
Nope.
He had 20 million followers and that's all that mattered.
And they wanted to see it.
Maybe LeVar Ball, Michael Jordan will happen one day.
Well, you know what I think we should do? So those are the platforms that are out there as far as social media now, maybe for the whatever age group. But I think we need to drop down one and get into TikTok and let's do a TikTok video.
What you trying to do? Renegade. What you trying to do? We can get a part of that silhouette challenge.
Oh
we
my
can
goodness.
bust it. What you trying to do, Snookabuka?
Oh, I don't know. I just think we could probably get together and do something. I've seen some snippets of interesting stuff on there.
Yeah. There's a new challenge.
That's a whole new
TikTok
world.
every day. Yeah.
Snookabuka, do you know anything about this silhouette challenge?
Oh no, don't say it. Don't say it. Whew.
It has a little something to do with Paul's favorite artist, Nelly. What let me find that. What song is that? That's a real song.
No, it's not the silhouette one, it's a Bust It one.
Oh, the Bust It. Okay, let me it's like
people busting it.
Oh yeah, the drop down.
hey, bust it. Oh man, Nelly has made.
Snook, it must have been wild in that household with 3 girls, huh?
That's a whole new audience we could bust into.
All right, we might have to bust it challenge and bust into a new audience.
Everybody got bad knees. Y'all better watch the knees.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know how Ron did it with you guys.
Oh, it was turned up in that house. I'm gonna tell you that because back in the day, I can remember the brick house. What you want to know about the brick house?
Yes, and then Dad would get mad. We'd be in there dancing, he would just leave the room. Oh, girls.
Listen,
actually, do you know like that video you put up? Like I think your first YouTube video like kind of went viral.
Whose?
Yours.
What do you mean? What was it?
It's you guys dancing.
Oh yeah, with you and Shayla.
And
what were we dancing to?
Right.
It's like an old one.
It was with the dinosaur heads.
heads.
The
Yeah.
heads. on.
Oh yeah, what song? Y'all go check that. Actually, we might need to play it. We're gonna play it then. Look, check it out then because we did do that. We dance every holiday though. That's what our family does. We dance. And that time I was dancing with my little niecey poo and my nephew. Yeah, I like that. I like it. Okay, so one other thing I wanted to ask you guys about. Have any of y'all been to the clubhouse?
No, isn't that the platform you just go in there and start talking to people? Talking about? Now look, I got on Twitter. I'm on Twitter and I'm still trying to figure out how to do my gifs and tweet, but no.
Cole actually had Twitter before me.
Oh, when did you join?
2009.
2010.
I was in 2009.
Oh, catch up, VP. What's good? So, I mean, the new thing is the clubhouse. And I mean, like, I'm on I have an account on the clubhouse, but.
You sound old. It's just Clubhouse.
Can you be anonymous?
Clubhouse.
Oh, that's a good question. Can you be anonymous? Yeah, you can. I'm sure.
Yeah,
just
you can
change
make
your
a fake
name.
name.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to put your real name. You can put,
But I mean, what you trying to say that you don't want people to know that you're saying?
Well, there's a lot I could say.
Oh Lord, Snookabuka gonna create a Finsta. What is it called for a clubhouse? A fake clubhouse, a flub house. Snookabuka's gonna create a flub house.
What'd you say, Ma?
What, catfishing?
The clubhouse.
I'm dead. So this is what it's like talking about social media to people that aren't really into social media. And it's crazy because now social media, I mean, everybody got to get a little bit into it because that's how we connect to people. So listen, Cole is going to continue to learn. Snookabuka might continue to learn. We might hit up the Bust It challenge. Still what's a little bit too risque for us. But Cole's knees might be okay. I played in the WNBA for 11 years, so mine ain't okay. But Cole might have to bust it for Remotely Renee, okay?
Don't put me out there like that. Your nephews would die.
Okay, and so now every week we give out roses, and we give out roses to people killing it in the community. But now we have people that we need to be giving roses to other people. And one of those people that we have this week giving roses is Taylor Barfield. And Taylor, what up, Taylor? Thank you for joining us here. Taylor teaches at Community College of Baltimore County and Notre Dame of Maryland University. Taylor, thank you for joining me and the Too Lit crew on Remotely Renee.
Thank you for having me, everyone. I'm so happy to see you all. I love this show. So this has been fun.
Yes. And Taylor, just tell me about it. Like, what has it been like teaching during this climate of everything having to be virtual? What has the feeling been like?
It has been absolutely crazy. So everything has absolutely been flipped upside down. The way that you teach has had to shift. I'm a professor at college. So a lot of the classes that I taught required a hands-on approach and an in-person approach. So I've been, over the past year, just totally shifting the way I do things.
Man, so what do you teach?
I teach video production.
Oh,
I teach technology management. I teach another communications media course, and I teach financial literacy.
Girl, you better teach. There's some roses. You gotta teach the kids everything they need to know. We have another professor sitting here, my Snookabuka, which is my mom. She was a college professor for 30 plus years. So we got some knowledge on the panel today, okay? And are y'all ready? Do y'all have y'all's notepads? Just a friendly reminder of what's going down. VP has 2, Snook has 2, Cole has a big fat goose egg. Big mommy, that's me. I have 1, just so we're clear on what's going on. Y'all got y'all's notepads.
I'm ready this week. I'm ready.
You ready?
Yes. Cole ain't on one yet, Taylor. So
I'm ready. Go ahead, Taylor. Hook me up.
All right. So
what you got for us?
All right. So at age 27, she was featured on Forbes 30 Under 30 list for entertainment.
Ooh. Okay. What are y'all writing? Oh.
Did you say a year or not?
At 27. She's really
Oprah, 27.
She's guessing already. What does that say, Cole?
Marcia. What's her name? Marcia? Marcia, the girl who plays in all the movies, who wrote her own screenplays. I can't think of her name. I think her name
doesn't count if you can't. Don't be giving her help, Taylor. Is any of those, is Oprah Winfrey or Marsan, whatever Cole said?
That girl Marcia.
Are either of those answers correct? Thank you. Let's move on to hint number 2. Snookabuka playing this just guess till you get it right game.
All right. So number 2, she's from California, but she is of Senegalese descent.
Oh my gosh. Oh. Let's see here. She's from California. This is tough. Okay, hint. I like this. Good. Look at Snook. Hint number 3.
Hint number 3. One of her specialties in writing comes from turning awkward situations into comedy.
Oh, I got it. I know who it is. Bomb. Give me one.
Am I supposed to say it now?
Is it right?
You get it.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, I love Issa Rae. You better. It's a 3-way tie. Don't look now. 2 to 2 to 2. And I already thought it was was her from the second one. I had a feeling. I had a good feeling. Please tell us the rest of the hints because we need to know all about Issa Rae. I'm rooting for everybody that's Black. Come on, Issa. Let's see what you got.
So number 4 would have been, some people may feel a bit insecure from time to time, but this woman has owned that to become a cover girl.
Oh, she's a cover girl?
She's a cover girl. Yeah.
Wow. Go Issa.
Hit number 5 would have been, she famously said she's rooting for everybody Black, which you would have
you better! I know her! I'm telling you. Shouts to Issa Rae. And I just want to, and since you said that, I want to add a little bit more on there. Issa, girl, you better. I mean, she's killing it. One thing that I found out about her that was so dope. So she already had the series that we know as Insecure. I think it was called what was it called before that? Does anybody know? It was Black Girl something.
Awkward Black Girl.
Awkward Black Girl. And when Showtime came to her, was it HBO, whichever show she's on. But when they came to her, she negotiated under her own terms. You hear me? She said, I'm going to do my show how I want to do it. I'm going to hire out the talent. I'm going to make sure that I'm in control of production. And like, she brought her show to the big stage. And the reason I say that's not normal, I don't know if you guys know, but that's not normal at all for like you to be able to negotiate your own terms on such a big like stage. But Issa Rae did that. Oh my goodness. That is like, I'm so here for that answer. I mean, for that guess. That was a good one. Does anybody else have any nuggets for Issa Rae as we give her? Look, these are for you too, Taylor. These are for you, Taylor, for being a professor teaching. We have to give shouts to the professors, the teachers, because I know it's not easy right now. So for all of you guys, roses, roses, roses. What else y'all know about Issa Rae? Because
I'm gonna say this. Thank you for trying to help me out, Taylor. I saw you trying to help me.
I had been watching and I was like, oh no, like she has to get something. Like,
Can't get them.
Paul didn't even have any guesses. That's
I would have never got that one. Man,
I knew it. I knew it after hint number 2. It was like in me. And then right when you said that, I'm like, okay, if that's, and listen, speaking of people, I would love to have Issa Rae. If you are watching this by any chance, would love to have you on the pod, would love to work with you. I think you're hilarious. And I don't think a lot of people are hilarious, and you are hilarious. So just thought I would say that in case she kind of happens to see this show. Why not? I mean, really, but Taylor, oh my gosh, thank you. And Taylor, I would like to just talk to you a little bit more because you said something about Baltimore. My sister Cole is over there. My sister Cole is over there in Baltimore. So is everything good your way? I mean, we know Texas we were talking earlier about Texas getting hit hard. You know, what's it like? Are you snowed in? What's going on over there?
You know, I feel like ever since Beyonce announced Ivy Park's new drop, it's been snowing, and I just think their marketing team is crazy. I don't know what kind of budget they have, but it has been snowing nonstop. Like best marketing in the business.
It won't go
Listen, away. Those boxes, I'm glad you brought that up because Paul didn't put that on our scoreboard, okay? Beyonce has been sending out these Ivy Park care packages, and the who's who got them. People have been rocking their outfits. I saw Jamel Hill carry champion along with all kinds of other influencers.
I saw Little Yachty get one.
No, you did not.
Yeah, he got the shoes in the ice, and then he dropped it in his driveway.
I mean, the men is getting little drops in their mailboxes. I didn't get an Ivy Park box. I mean, who I got to talk to? Because those are lit. I would do the silhouette challenge for them Ivy Park boxes. What I got to do? I got to bust it. What y'all need me to do? What kind of challenge do I got to enter to get me an Ivy Park box? Huh? Does anybody know?
I wish I knew.
I would look, but I'm going to her. I don't know. I do it too.
I'll see what I can do.
Bust it. Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, if I got to do the silhouette challenge, I'm just going to have to do the silhouette challenge. Beyonce, holla at me. Maybe I got information. Okay, I was one of the people. Oh, Taylor, thank you for stopping by. I love it. I
Nice
love
to
when we
meet
have
you.
people that are doing big
Nice to meet
things,
you.
come on the pod and tell us about other people doing big things. So Taylor, thank you for joining me and my 2 lit crew on Remotely Renee.
Thank you for having me.
That was awesome. Issa Rae! All right, so that was dope. I love the conversations we're having. Shouts to Issa Rae. Sue me, I'm rooting for everybody that's Black. Shouts to Issa Rae, man, and everything she's doing. Roses, roses, roses. And that's all we have this week on Remotely Renee, where we connect while being remote.